Well, I was listening to you guys, but good morning. I went over to get me a cup of coffee, and the coffee maker had overran, so I had to clean that up. Sorry, but I don't need an ass whipping first thing in the morning, so I get my mess cleaned up. I told you how to get rid of that backache there. I mean, it worked for Kevin. It should work for you, Robert. Kevin said it was miracles. Said he knew if he'd known it was going to be that much fun, he'd have had back trouble years ago. Just saying. Excess coffee, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Well, I was going to let Grandma do it, but you know, she's not here. No. Good morning, Dan. So, what did the mechanic say yesterday? Get that piece of junk out of my garage? Hmm. Uh, it was a rough night last night. It was really rough. Um, there ain't nothing on TV. You can't watch nothing. Everything's in between seasons, so everything's reruns. So you know, I'm been waiting on my edge of my seat for the last week to watch Curse of Oak Island as they're putting down that can. I go to watch it Tuesday night. It's not on my. It's on. Um, well, I don't think it come on History Channel either. Um, but it's not on until like the 1st of March or something like that. That's when the next one shows. You bastards! There you go. There you go. Make sure you get all the paperwork with that engine. You know, that way you can put you have it with you in case you want to sell it. I know you get you put that into it, and you probably could get maybe a lot more than what you think now because you got a brand new engine now. All right, You gotta go out and walk the dogs. I got a nice pair of insulated. Um, they got how the liner inside. It's like 3/4 of an inch thick. Um, I can't remember what the hell they are. But I don't wear them that often. Yeah, hell, you start at 6,000. If you got four into it, you start at six. If you get 5,600 for it, pretty good tidy profit. Then you can buy something else. Go higher. So, but if you're gonna sell it, take it to a car detailer. Spend $100 and have them detail the hell out of it. There you go. Yeah, then you'll have my down payment for my F550. Thank you. Well, if you come up with a $5,000 down payment for my or $6,000 F550, that means I only have to come up with um, only about 45,000 more um, super chats to pay it off. Piece of cake. Piece of cake. Hey, Robert, um, take a broom handle, put it in your door jamb, front door, back, well, and put it in the back door because that's where it's going anyway. Anyways, I know. Anyways, good morning, Christy. Have your wife hold that door shut against that broom handle, on the door jamb so it doesn't go anywhere. Line that thing up and slightly be bent over at like a 60-degree angle, and back up as quick as you can to it until you feel a nudge back here at the back of your neck. And once you feel that nudge back there, go like this. And that'll straighten that spine up for you. Or, good morning, Christy. Good morning, Christy. Good morning, Christy. There's two Christies here. Um, anyways, or you could do it the reverse way. Still do the broomstick the same way, except for you take it orally this time. And that way it should straighten up the spine from the top on down. Just take the old advice from your Uncle Iron. I'm just trying to help you out. Backaches are a pain. I know. He's probably already doing it. Allegedly. Not that I'm giving medical information to anybody. Allegedly. Allegedly. So. He put nothing. So are they? So you're going early with it then, huh? Yeah. Allegedly. Oh, it's about there you go. You guys ever heard that joke? You haven't? Huh. This guy is making love to his mistress. Okay. Dies during the act. Fire department comes, rescue come. They take him to the hospital. Hospital can't do nothing for him. He's dead on arrival. So they send him to morgue. Call the widow in, and she identifies the body, makes funeral arrangements. Meanwhile, she doesn't know what was going on. Well, the funeral home calls and says, "Ma'am, what are we going to do about this?" She says, "What do you mean?" Well, he was in the, he was having sex when he passed away, and now he has a full blown erection, and we don't know what to do with it. She says, "Oh, really?" And he says, "Yes, ma'am." She says, "Here, cut it off and shove it up his rear end." He says, "Are you sure?" She says, "I'm positive." So the day of the funeral, she's walking up there and she's looking at him in the casket, and all of a sudden a little tear comes out his eye and rolls right down his cheek. And she looked right at him. She said, "I told you, you son of a bitch, it hurt." Ba-bam-bam. But suppositories are nice, Robert, but they can't be the size of footballs either. That's not really a suppository. That's a depository. Good morning, cornbread, if you're here. So, uh, well, you guys ain't very chatty today. Floyd, good morning. Nice to see you. Good morning, Ukraine. Yeah, yeah. Somehow I can't help but feel this is our fault for some reason. You know, maybe we just should have took a hard line and said, "Hey, polar bear, keep stepping backwards." It has been a while. There you go. I know what the problem is. Them boxers are grabbing you by the ankles and pulling you out the bed so they have room to sleep themselves. That's what the problem is. Yeah. We had this black American Chow. His name was Bubba. Now, Bubba, he loved me. And Bubba was a bad dude, man. Real bad dude. Well, the only thing bad about Bubba is um, when you went to bed, you better got in bed before Bubba did, or you had to fight Bubba for that bed space. Well, I'd go to bed, and then Bubba would get in. He'd get on the bed, and he'd lay there, and Kathy'd come in and he'd growl at her. So I'd have, Bubba, get down. You know, he didn't like that too well. Then we had Fluffy, the cat, big old white cat. She'd wait till like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, and she'd jump on the bed and she'd walk in between me and Kathy, and then she'd curl up on the pillow, between us. And she'd lay there on her back like this with her paws up, and she'd snore. And when she started snoring, it would wake you up. So, son called yesterday, and the daughter-in-law, both of them called. Said, "Hey, could you go to Kathy? Could you go check on the dog? It's howling and it's jumping around and it's not looking good. Something's wrong with it." So Kathy went over there. The dog was barely moving. It's just a puppy. It's only like 3.5, 4 months old, something like that. 5 months old, maybe, if that. It's a little bit. I don't know what it is, but it don't weigh a pound, pound and a half. So she brought it over. I brought it home in its cage, and I said, "Well, get it out of its cage." And it was all the way to the back, so she had to reach in there and get it. And she handed it to me, and I'm sitting there holding it, and it's not moving, barely. It's she was alive, just wasn't moving. So I'm in the bedroom in my chair watching TV, and I'm holding it. She has to run someplace, and she no more. You can hear her starting up the car, and she no more goes to leave, and this dog goes into an epileptic fit. That's what I think it was. Started thrashing itself around. It opened up its mouth, showed its teeth, and it wasn't growling anything, but it just couldn't do anything but just shake its head and its whole body, convulsing. About 45 seconds to a minute, it quit. Well, I wrapped her up with a towel and I'm holding her, and then all of a sudden she looks up at me like, "Hey, what am I doing here?" I think this dog was going through, you know, an epileptic fit or grand mal seizure from the time that she picked her up, something like that. So, um, Kathy come home, brought me a couple of syringe of milk. I fed her some milk, and she started to perk right up. And then I give her some, puppy food, that stuff with a white dog on it or whatever, that soft stuff. She ate almost a whole dish of that, and then I give her um, another syringe of milk. And then she finally had enough strength in her to stand up, and then I give her a little bowl of milk, or they brought me a bowl of milk for her. But she said that the doctor said she might be hyperglycemic. Well, I said, well, that doesn't make any sense because you don't come out of a hyperglycemic event unless you have something to eat, and this dog come out of it. So I don't know. Yeah, I know he does, Robert. Yep. So, sweet and sour dog, Peking puppy. Yeah, I know. But anyways, don't tell anybody this, but that's a cute little shit. That little dog. Yeah, about this long. And you hold it like that. You can tell it's not a rat because it's got long brown hair. Good morning, gorgeous. Yeah. Yeah, she started eating good. They want Kathy to babysit her while they work. So I don't know if that's going to happen or not. Oh, well, that's the last time I knew. They haven't read it. Well, they do have Rita watch it?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess you're going to have the babysitter watch it. I know. Not very well. Not very cute there, dog. Or, Robert. Dogs are ugly. That's why they're called dogs. But,
What?
I know Chaos. Chaos says, "Good morning, Kathy." She said, "Good morning." Kathy had a full babysitting you, dog. Yeah, I know. I got a doctor's appointment today. Hopefully, you're gonna let me video the knee shooting. So. Yeah, I do too. Liked your steak video the other day there, Chaos. The only thing wrong with that steak video is you should have told your son to cook his own. Yeah. no matter how big the steak is, it's only one steak per person. You know what I mean? I'd like to give you some, but it's not just it's only a one person steak. Yeah, but it's 48 ounces. Yeah, but it's still a one person steak. Eh, well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Warsaw Patriot, how are you doing, man? It's been a long time since you've been here. That's right. Russia has just invaded Ukraine. That ain't no good. Well, you, it's it's probably allegedly more Biden's fault than Putin's fault. There, Warsaw, is when you got a candy ass, kiss ass. Nothing's going to happen because you know he ain't going to do anything because he's in China's pocket. China's in with Russia. Okay, he ain't going to do nothing. Him and Hunter, allegedly, are in China's pocket, so they ain't doing nothing. Ain't gonna do a damn thing. He's gonna show a little bit of shit, but he ain't gonna do nothing. It's all candy, eye candy. Makes him look like he did something. Meanwhile, Jimmy Carter is smiling ear to ear because he knows he's not the worst president ever. Joseph, I come from Scranton, Pennsylvania. Biden is the worst president ever. And that ain't no allegedly. That's the truth. Well, happy whatever day it is, that's right. Allegedly. It ain't gonna lead to anything good. You're right. Hell, Nixon was a hell of a lot better than Biden. He's a hell of a lot better than Joe or Jimmy. A hell of a lot better than um, Barack Obama. The only thing wrong with Richard Nixon is he got caught. The rest of them haven't been caught. He got caught. So, and the only way they got caught is because somebody was in a hotel room across the way and they seen flashlights, in the building and said, "Hey, is the lights out over there? I see somebody in that room," when they were putting the bugs in. So they knew. Yeah. Hate to say it, even Bill. Well, Bill was a good president, or Hillary was at the time, if you know what I mean. Bill wasn't never president; it was always Hillary. You got him work on Saturday, anyways. Yeah. It's not going to lead to anything good. You're right. Putin said the other day that Ukraine shouldn't exist. Some people are like bugs. They need to be exterminated. Well, who does that sound like? And what this is going to lead to is China invading Taiwan. Because we're not going to say a thing about that either. Now, if our fearless leader was smart, they would go over and park a bunch of Navy vessels off the coast of Taiwan. I realize Taiwan's only like 12 miles or something, like less than 20 miles from China. and you're probably fooling around with their waters there. But if you're there doing a peacekeeping mission for Taiwan, that'll give them a thought. Maybe they don't want to do that. So, sun up, sun down. You don't care about Ukraine? No. They are going to stand and fight. They said that yesterday. They even told their citizens if they're going to stay to arm themselves. So, allegedly, Montana, yeah. Well, if you don't fire him, you ain't getting $1 billion. I'll be damned. 6 hours later, he was fired. Yeah. Huh. That's okay to say that, but it wasn't okay for Trump to say, "Hey, I want to find out if there was any corruption going on." Yeah, a lot of the Ukrainians are leaving, but some of them aren't. Some of them want to sit there and fight for their country. I don't blame them. Well, isn't Poland in the NATO? Yeah, he'd care if they wanted to buy Hunter's paintings. Yeah. You're right. It wouldn't there, Harold. Yeah. Well, the other, yeah. If they're not going to get into it either, even though they want to, they're not going to get into it because they're NATO. NATO is not going to let them get into it. You have to go before NATO and express your concerns before they'll even say, okay, if you want to, go ahead. America, as big as we are, we had to go to NATO so we could go to Iran. But we flat told them, we don't care what you say. If you don't like it, we're going anyways. And they said, okay, go ahead and go. Or Iraq, excuse me, not Iran, Iraq. Yeah. I would not doubt it. Well, Putin's not going to attack a NATO country because that's a lose lose everywhere. But he wants to take Ukraine and rob them of all their resources and all their economics, okay, economy or whatever. Allegedly, if you do that, Poland or Russia is a shit country. Allegedly, they have hardly anything for economics or economy. Germany's pulling out of this, pipeline, which is going to hurt the economy of Russia. Okay, because now they can't sell that money. So if they go into Ukraine, Ukraine's like the fourth largest wheat exporter in the world. That's a lot of money. And all the other things they export and import. Well, it doesn't matter about importing because they don't care. They're just talking about the export. And Russia doesn't care who it sells its stuff to. You can sanction it all day long, and they're still going to sell it to Iran and Iraq and all them other countries that are don't care. You're right. Thank you for all you people that voted for Joe Biden, allegedly. Anyways, The only reason why we get into foreign wars is for humanity or corporate greed. A lot of times we've ever been to war is because they have taken over on big corporations or they have stolen the factories or whatever you want, corporation money. The corporation gets in the pockets, of these politicians, and all of a sudden now they're sending boys over there to fight. They're not sending their kids, but they're sending somebody else's kids. You're right. Fentanyl. I think there ought to be a total embargo on China products. Everything. Cell phones, the whole 9 yards. We don't need that stuff over here. That anything made in Russia. Or anything, well, we don't get anything from North Korea anyways. Hell, you fly over North Korea at night, you can't even see it. There ain't enough lights on in North Korea to even say it's even a country. No. Allegedly. So, now, here's just a thought. Okay. Most of your cell phones are made in China. If I'm correct. Okay. What would stop them and your laptops and your computers and stuff? Most of that stuff is made in China. Run by American companies, okay, made in China. Yeah, profit times two, you're right. But what's to stop them from putting in a chip in your phone or a chip in your laptop or your table or your tablet or your PC? Allegedly, what's to stop them from putting something in there? So when every time you click on it, it sends every bit of information you've got in your computer, your laptop, your tablet, or your PC, whatever, straight to a site that they have. Your social security number, your banking account, your routing number, your credit card numbers, all that. And with a click of a button, they can transfer everybody's money. Everybody that owns a phone, laptop, whatever, with a click of a button, they can transfer every penny they have out of all their accounts and drain the economy down to nothing. Don't think that couldn't happen? In a heartbeat. That's right, it can. You're right, Square Table. But what I'm saying is, if you they did a bunch of hacking yesterday. Russia did, or somebody did. Anyways, what I'm saying is, if you if they wanted to, they could cripple the economy in America. All right, so you have no money. How are you going to buy food to put in your house? You have nothing to barter with. You have nothing to pay for it with. You have no money. Source ain't going to give it to you. They let it sit right before they give it to you. You have nothing. All these people that don't have, pantry or whatever stocked up, they'll be starving to death, or they'll be killing for food. You start the chaos in the country that you're gonna attack. Once it's massive chaos there, then you go in. Oh, and let's not forget, let's shut down the electrical grid, put everybody in the dark. Well, I understand that, but if you have no digital footprint anymore, square table, you can't insure something they can't find. I know the electrical grid is actually a concern. About 20 years ago, it went down for 3 days or something. Remember that? Oh, there's people panicking all over. There was. And then Texas had that little thing, a couple years ago? Or last year, whatever the hell it was? 2 years ago, I think it was. When, Texas froze over. All them people didn't have the heat. Overextended, because Texas has their own power grid. Extended their, overused their power grid. So it's a lot of stuff to think about. And don't even get started on the water supply. Most of your water supply are city run. They shut down the city pipelines, you're screwed. Okay? And what if they contaminate the water? Now you're really screwed. They won't let you have a well. So um I like Love Her Madly too, but is it called Riders in the Sun or something like that? I can't remember. Yeah, well, it's always a good idea. Um, a couple of months ago, somebody had a well drinking rig, a small one, portable, for $400. Had a 200 foot of pipe and everything, and I wanted to buy it, but I just didn't have the extra cash right then. Riders on the Storm. There you go. Yep. I got powder in my nose. You don't like that song, Kathy? Riders on the Storm. Dum, dum, dum. I I love that song. Well, I love a bunch of the Doors. I can't really name. I like their music. It was cheap there. I just didn't have the extra cash. If I'd had the extra cash, I'd have bought it. It come with the drilling pipe and the casing. So I mean, it wasn't a big one. It's only like a 2 inch well, but you know, or a 3 inch or something like that. Just big enough to put a small submersible pump in there. But that's all you need. But you could do the same thing with a gas powered auger. Um, here. I think down here you could probably reach water within 40 feet here. So I know you don't care about the Doors. Right.
That song has the Doors is not playing it at all.
You like the Doors.
No, I know.
That one. What's that one song I like?
I don't give a shit. He said
I don't care.
riding in the storm. That's a long.
I know it's a long song. Yeah.
Oh God. Grab a bottle of pills.
Yeah, but the only thing about that river 100 yards from the house, Robert, you don't think that's not going to be one of the very first things they contaminate? They're going to contaminate all natural water sources. They would. The road is solid ice. You made it back. No. Yes, I got his Xfinity picture. There, Tenny. And by the way, good morning, Snuggle Bunnies.
What do you call that?
Tenny. Yeah. Snuggle up. Thank God for 4-wheel drive. Deanne the chicken lady. Dog, fetch Kathy some coffee now. All right, Deanne. I made it for you. Hey, could you hit that switch for me? So I can make me a cup of coffee in a second.
I don't know. I'm trying to tend to something else.
Thank you. You drilled a well one time? I've watched 100 videos on how to drill wells. You know, them guys using that PVC pipe, that looks pretty cool, but I ain't got the shoulder strength for that no more. But that and a garden hose. There you go. I bet that is until you get until you hit ice or something with that front wheel spinning. I've watched some people use those things, and I keep thinking, whatever happens if that thing ever catches? All hell's gonna break loose. Yeah. Good morning, Tara. Nice to see you. Huh. Yeah, I wouldn't rate it in the rain either. I gotta get me a cup of coffee. I'll be right back. Who, Deanne? I don't blame you. Huh. That's pretty cool, 20 to 30 feet. Um, my mom and dad had a shallow well. It was like 27 feet deep. They had to have a guy come punch a well for them. He went down, started going down. All of a sudden, water started coming. He said, "Man, that was quick." Yeah. Took longer to set up than it did to drill the well. But yep, there you go. So, well, the people around here in their infinite wisdom, um, we have a few places that's got artesian wells, and they used by the road, and you could stop and get water and stuff. Well, the county and the state thought, well, we don't want people stopping, you know, and getting free water. So they shut down the wells. They plugged them. And by plugging them, you could actually screw it up to where it doesn't work again. So I don't know. This seems kind of stupid. It was that way for 40 years. Nobody ever said anything about it before. Then all of a sudden, you get some idiot in there that thinks he knows more than God, and he decides to shut them all down. There you go. Well, um, you know what the problem of being a moonshiner is, don't you? People, if you tell people you make moonshine, that's the problem right there. Because people can't shut up. Well, that ain't no good. As near as I can tell, um, my lines run about 3 feet underneath the basement footer, and that's 6 feet underground. Okay, so it's down a ways. Just the footer, the bottom of the footer is 6 feet underground. So, well, you just look right at them in the eye and say, "Hey, that's my day off, and I'm not going to be there. So if you want to see me, you come on the day that I'm working." Get that, Buster? Or find yourself a new manager. Yeah. What's Pickett in Fairfield? Well, it does. It worked for me that way. Trying to figure out what you're talking about there, Christy. I didn't know there was a artesian well in Fairfield. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I'd be down around Monroe run. Chicken in bedpan picking out dough. Great. Yeah. 22 right now. It's 20 degrees here in the big city. I'm still waiting. What spigot are you talking about in Fairfield there, Christy? Where at in Fairfield? I know there's a water transfer station here. You're talking about the water transfer station? That's done by a water line from the city of Adrian. There you go. Yeah, that's yeah. You got to pay for that. You take your credit card there and you swipe it, and that's actually for filling up. But it's city water. It's not a well or nothing. Yeah, I thought that's what you were talking about. I have to go to the little boy's room. I'll be right back. Well, welcome back. Well, thank you. Let's see. Yeah, there's one on 20. Yeah, but I think that's shut down too. That's right there, Grizz. And don't be thinking too hard because that could hurt. Hmm. You could strain something and pull a hammy. Yeah, closed early, so you had to be early. How the hell did they close it early? The coffee finally hit. That's right, Robert. Mother Nature's laxative. I've been drinking the instant coffee lately because it's just I don't know. I can make it as strong as I want it, whatever. But the water is really hot, and once you start drinking, it goes right down. You can feel it running right through your system. Yeah, you don't want to herniate one of your brain cells. That's right. Yeah. Huh. Well, that's the reason why they should have left it open until the time to vote, or because that way they don't have a way for a recall on the vote. Robert, you don't need to sit in that rig. Have your Get you an old piece of plywood. Okay, nice sturdy piece, 3/4 inch. You know, 25, 30 seconds. Lean up against it. Put your back against it as straight as you can. Okay, and have your wife air nail you to it. But make sure you're at the back of the truck with the tailgate down. And once you're air nailed to it, she can just pick you up at the feet, slide you in, shut the door or the tailgate, and take you for a ride. I'm just here to help. Yeah. Well, yeah, but see, one of them will cry the loudest. It wasn't fair, so they're going to do they should have never closed it early. They should, if it said 7 o'clock, they should have left it till 7. I mean, after all, the liberals didn't have to wait to get out of work. I mean, they were already off work. So yeah. How, well, get you one of them. Oh, GI Joe periscopes you used to get. That you could see over and it had the thing way up here. That way you can just look around. Hey, I'm just trying to help you out. No. You got to be a thinker, Robert. Down Periscope. Yeah. Well, from what I understand, you watch The View every day, anyways, Robert. So, except for the 2 weeks that Whoopi was off, that really upset you. What?
It's funny, isn't it?
What?
Like suffocating us.
I sprayed in there.
I don't care. You need to quench yourself until after the kids go to school. What?
Yeah, I know. Robert, them fighting words. I know you get upset about Whoopi. Yeah. Yeah, every day. That's right. That's right. That's no wonder why his back's all effed up. You're right, Grizz. He's been watching The View. He's been carrying The View for all this time. Kathy, put a pop knot on dog's head for me, please. Dirty Robert. That's not nice of you, Robert. Yeah, you hardly ever see any Joe flags anywhere. I have yet to see Build Back Better hat.
If you spell that, I'm gonna look your ass.
Allegedly. That's right. Hey, there was a lot of times I couldn't even vote because the voting didn't start till like 8 o'clock in the morning. I was working, and I wouldn't get home till 8 o'clock at night or later. And voting stops at 7, so you can't vote. You're probably gonna have to pick that up and take it to you. Oh, I couldn't take the thing off myself the other day.
Well, I'm planning on putting it back on tight
Well, go ahead.
for that reason.
There you go. I couldn't take it off.
Good.
So here I sit there and looked at that cookie jar and looked at the cookies in there and couldn't get to them.
That's too bad.
Bastards. I can't even pry the lid off.
Oh well.
That's one
That's
snug
one
fitting
thing
lid
that's
there.
Safe here.
Yeah, push it in.
Why don't you shut up? Don't tell me what to do. What's sort of hard across the counter? I mean, you just sit there and
just
look.
pump it. Pump it. One more time.
Shut up. You wouldn't be able to open it. I'm safe.
I don't know.
Here.
It probably would. No. All right, I will, Robert. I'll shut up.
What are you doing down there? Excuse me?
No.
What are you doing down
I got a bunch of them.
there? Relaxing. If you're taking things to give to people,
What do you want to call them?
that's not.
Candy jars, cookie jars, whatever. You see in the old time where they got the lid and they're sitting on the counter. They're all glass. I got a bunch of them. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 of them. I got 5 of them right here. I think I got 3 more someplace out there in the garage on a shelf. Whenever I see them, if I can get them for $2 or $3, $4, $5, I'll pick them up, especially if they got the lid. I had one guy try to pass off a fishbowl as one. I said, no, that's not one. Yeah. I just like them. It reminds me of when I was a kid, going to the 5 and dime store. The 5 and dime store, there'd be a bunch of them in there. can I get a nickel's worth of that licorice? Sure can. And they'd put it in a small paper sack for you and hand it to you.
Yes, you do.
Karen? Her name's Karen, not Whoopi? Yeah. I have to ask Robert about that. Is her name really Karen, Robert, or is it Whoopi? Inquiring minds want to know.
Oh, really? Okay. The rest of this needs to be done.
The only reason why I know who she is because she said one time she had 6 abortions. I just couldn't imagine somebody having sex with her 6 different times, or same person or somebody else having sex with her. I couldn't imagine her having sex 6 times
Just filled out.
with a partner.
When did you get the new one? This is already filled out.
Oh, I'm thinking somebody needs timed out.
Then you do your thing, okay? I'm not helping you anymore. Like that. Eat. Put the pen down.
In all honesty, Robert, I think you
Pencil. Keep running your mouth. If you're gonna
you may think I'm crazy.
do your
I doubt if it was consensual. Yeah, it probably wasn't. Yeah. What I used to do when I hurt my back, and I mean, I would have to go to the chiropractor 2 or 3 times a day until it was, done. I'd be off work for weeks, man. To get out of bed, I'd have to, go to, get out of the bed. I'd have to get on my hands and knees to get out of the bed. And I would walk that way till I got to, the kitchen table or something like that, so I could pick myself up, or a door frame or whatever, so I could actually get myself up. That's how bad my back hurt. And I would go to the chiropractor in the morning, in the afternoon, and after lunch, and then before they closed at night. And I did that for weeks in order to get my back. They'd pop my back, okay? They popped my back, and the nurse was in there, talking to me or whatever, the assistant, and he'd walk out, and all of a sudden it would pop back out. The nurse went running down the hall screaming. She thought I broke my back because it popped so hard. Had to have the doctor come back.
Still gonna do your
So,
hair.
like a 12 gauge going off. So. Yep, I remember when they used to come in big glass jars. So, yep. Now they come in. You can still get them, but they come in them big plastic ones that ain't worth a damn. Well, they make good piggy banks, but that's it. So, but make sure you put them on something with wheels so you can wheel it around your house. You don't, because if you leave it set there where it's at, you're never going to pick it up. Go to masseuse. There you go. Anyways, the best thing I found after the chiropractor, and he says go to masseuse. I've never been to a massage, but I would put myself in the middle of an open door, like in a hallway or whatever, and put your legs flat or your heels flat up against one of the door frame, and then start putting your back here, your back, your legs, and everything, until you can get standing straight up. Then put your hands at the doorway and push. And you wanna put your back into it as straight as you can, and that'll help line you back up. You'll feel it pop. Well, yeah, go to the masseuse before you go to the chiropractor. That way you're already loosened up. You go see Moose. Well, you never could. How you doing, Moose? Good morning. We weren't talking about Moose. We were talking about a masseuse. But I think Robert would like to go to Moose. Well, it's kind of funny. You and Moose show up at the same time. Good morning. Yeah. guys been playing Tiddlywinks together, have you? Moose and masseuse, that's right. Or you could get Bigfoot to straighten you out again there, Robert. Is watching the news. Sad times there, Moose, sad times. Too bad we didn't have a fearless leader like we had the last time. It is getting squirrely out there. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Moose was screaming, "Oh no, not the no, not the no, not the no." But Robert was saying, "Let's get it on. Come on, big fella, let's get it on." Yeah. Did he say to him there, Grizz? I'll give you a Bigfoot or two. There you go. Junkyard said he's going to send $20 to the truck stop, so that'll loosen you up there, Robert. Deeper, deeper. Yeah. God. Oh. Well, according to you, Robert, you can go right down instead of going down the road, you can go right down the hall. Well, if you're walking bent over and you go down the hall and get a whiff of that, that might shake you right up. Hey, Cornbread, if you're listening, Moose wants me to tell you he thinks you're cute. No. Yeah. I already got that taken care of there, Amish. Good morning, Mr. Mock. There you go. Did you brush your hair already? Oh, yeah. I just was wondering, because I seen the pigtail in it.
No, remember, we were coming in here and we backed off. Sort of like going in on an invasion and you back off.
I don't understand why. Hell, if it's Chateau de Pool. If Pepe, if you. Yeah. Oh, probably $4 or $5 a gallon. You know, that's how much it's going to go up extra. Because um, the craze is, it's they need to get their money today, even though most of your fuel or gas doesn't show up for 90 days. So yeah.
called is that? Huh? Yours? Yours? Ratty? Well, you don't even dress right.
Kevin, did you get that
Sorry.
thing I sent you? Yeah, it's free 335 here or something like that a gallon.
I get wrapped tight. The other one's got static in you.
Yeah, isn't it nice?
Thanks,
Thanks, Uncle Joe. Allegedly.
Move your shirt.
Hey, Brad, how you doing? Nice to see you. Brad the Goof. Good to see you. Somebody commented on something that I commented on yesterday. Said right back at you.
Oh God.
Damn. I'm just saying people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones, if you know what I mean. All right, back at you. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You guys did something wrong. Yeah. Rookie, go get me that.
That ain't no good there, Amish.
No, that's not what I want. Go get me that all different colored one on the stand.
On your stand?
Yeah.
There you go. With a chainsaw, circumcision is the worst. You better be getting your shoes on. It's 8 o'clock. Okay. What
She
time?
told to go get a hair tie for me, so.
All right, I'm just telling
Pay
you.
attention to that.
Whatever. When you guys drive him to school.
Do you take them?
No, they'll walk 5 miles uphill both ways in knee-high deep snow.
Just wondering if I missed something.
No, they don't need an education.
Well then, shut your fucking mouth.
I tagged you in it and sent it to you. It's in Pennsylvania.
Go get your damn shit, your glasses.
Let's see.
You better get it out.
Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. International Cub Cadet 100 in good overall condition. Has round fenders with reflectors. Hard to find. Rare. 3-point hitch and a dozer blade. In good overall condition. 800 or best offer cash.
Yeah, naughty. Go get dressed. Or get your stuff on.
Even has tire chains on it. All right, there, Mark. You have yourself a great day. Well, Hudson, there's a gas station on 127 and 34 right there. It's the last stop, okay, on the tanker route. So they get whatever is left over in the tanks. So they're usually the cheapest around because they'll actually get premium pumped into their regular unleaded because that's, at the end of the tank route, that's what, is left. When they call for some of these places only get 1,000-gallon delivery or whatever, and this, tanker's hauling 10 or 8,000 gallons or whatever. When he's at the end of the route, they get whatever. So, but that's also the same guy that's got the highest water bill in town too. I don't understand how his water bill's so damn high. It's not a big gas station. Everybody's raised everything.
Get your, I told you to get that from the bathroom. You didn't do that.
I think so, Grizz. I think so. Very well could be, very well couldn't be. Allegedly. You know what I mean?
Don't do something. And shut that light off. You don't do it.
Your egg prices are staying the same? Well, that's because you raise them chickens. I'm seriously considering getting a dozen chickens. What's the worst thing they're going to do? Tell me I have to get rid of them? Okay, so we're having chicken soup. We're having fried chicken. $5 a dozen? Oh no, I don't want a rooster. I don't want a rooster. I just want the chickens. Hens. Oh, we tried to get chickens past here, but all the uppity ups um, blocked it so it couldn't get voted on. Hell, we only have cereal but no milk, right? Yeah. I wouldn't doubt it. How old is Putin? Yeah, chickens don't have that problem. Just think of it, everybody. We're going to be eating farina and cream of wheat and oatmeal. The one you had did? Yeah, you always want to clip the wings. There you go. There you go, Mose. Oh. Well, that'll be Robert probably breeding them, not me. Shame on you, Putin. Shame. Shame on you. Yeah. You got some rustling to do. There you go. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. I declare thumb war. You lose. Allegedly. Over easy, over light, over medium, sunny side. I never could eat a sunny side egg because I just couldn't get past the snot on the top. Sorry. Allegedly. I don't like them snotty eggs either. Then there's that new thing, soft scrambled. Soft scrambled. So what are you telling me? You're too cheap to cook it the rest of the way through? So you just let it be runny? Ain't no such thing as a soft scrambled egg. It's either a scrambled egg or it's not done. One or the other. So poached on some grits with butter. That sounds pretty good. It's just all it is a runny scrambled egg. The yolk ain't cooked all the way through it. Well, if the yolk ain't cooked all the way through it, neither is the whites. Because that's part of the yolk or that's part of the egg. So, so I don't know how much chicken feed a dozen chickens would eat a week, but it couldn't be that much. Now, I like my grits different than most people. I put milk, sugar, and butter in mine and eat them that way, just like cream of wheat. I can't tell the difference. Oh, you mean Beat Bobby Flay? That should be on shortly. Didn't take me but about 2 minutes, and I whipped him. I made my specialty. Uh huh. Banana salad. Hmm. Grits is for patching holes in plaster. Well, I don't eat grits that often. Um, no, we don't eat it that often. But when I do eat it, it is with, I eat it like cream of wheat, butter, sugar, milk. I got a big old bag of yellow grits up here. Hmm. And the only reason why I bought them is because it has Aunt Jemima on the package. By the way, how's that working out for everybody? We got rid of the woman that was on the butter, the old man that was on the box of rice, and the woman that was on the pancakes. And is America still any better? Nope. Not working out too good, is it? Yeah. Scrapples for patching potholes? I wouldn't doubt it. No. That's right. All the Civil War era stuff too. Yeah, Recharts of America unite. You're right, but the BLM bought several houses because of that. They can't tell you where the money went because nobody's in charge of the money. But the money's all gone now. Did you see all these big corporations now are walking away from the BLM because of all their shady dealings? Yeah. Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. Oh, history books are going to write When America Went to Hell by Uncle Joe Brandon Biden. Allegedly. Well, I didn't see any Republicans out there tearing down statues. No. Well, George Washington had slaves. Okay, they're not tearing down his statues. There, Grizz. Um, it was civil. The Civil War wasn't about slavery. It was about the federal government telling the states what they could do and what they couldn't do. That's what the war was about. It wasn't about the slavery. The federal government tried to tell the states that what they could do and they couldn't do. And that's why no, there ain't no BS. That's why the war started. It started in North Carolina. Was it North Carolina or South Carolina? It's the first one that started. They seceded. I think it was South Carolina was the first one to secede. So, yeah, Kamala Harris's grandparents had slaves. So, and don't get me wrong, I'm not for slavery, but right now there's millions of white people that are slaves today in other countries. Slavery still goes on. But that wasn't the reason why, is because they were telling them what they could do and they couldn't do. It wasn't that because of the slavery, it was because they were telling them what they could do and what they couldn't do. If you read up on it, they succeeded because they didn't want the federal government telling them what to do. And after a long, hard fought war and millions of people dying, they got it done anyways. So. You're right. Slavery was an afterthought for Lincoln. Hmm. Oh, a bunch of them. City of Adrian had up till a few years ago. If they wanted to, they could give you a ticket anytime you park your car on the street. Your car is basically a carriage, and that's what they were called back when they first come out, was carriages. So anytime you parked your carriage on the street, it had to be hooked, fastened, restrained to a hitching post. Even though there is no hitching post, there is parking meters. So the city could have given you a ticket for not hitching your carriage to the parking meter, which means tying a rope to the bumper and tying it to the hitching post. And we got this illustrious city attorney. He stated that in a news article one time that if they wanted to, they could give everybody a ticket for parking downtown or any place, as long because that was one of the laws. They finally took that out of there, but yeah. Well, yeah, they weren't freed until the war. And, well, they weren't freed from the South until after the war because they didn't give them up until after the war was over with. That was part of the conditions of the surrender. That's it. You are on report. I don't have to take that shit from him. I don't care if he is my older brother. uh, I love you, Kevin. I just was screwing with you. Don't get me wrong. I'm not for slavery. So, then again, you never can tell, anyways. History is not really history. All the stuff you're finding out now really didn't happen. History is changing all the time. You're getting a rendition of what somebody wanted you to know or wanted you to hear, but that doesn't make it true. So, you're right. It is. It's wrong on all levels. Anyways, I got a doctor's appointment at 1:50 today. I got to go have my knee shot again. So, well, of course he didn't fight for slavery because hell, he was dead 70 years before that happened, 40 years, whatever, 40 or 50 years. You're right. It's still going on. Your great grandpappy was at the surrender? George Washington actually has a lot of kids from slaves, from what I understand. So, That's what Kevin sent me. Yeah, he was. Well, yeah, you can't park after 3 a.m. or whatever. But they kind of forgot that now because of this COVID bullshit. So, excuse me, because of this Hillary stuff, allegedly. Yeah. All right, everybody, I gotta get out of here. Y'all have a great day. God bless and take care. See you tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. If you're so inclined to join me.